Moving on, Mr. Sims. What got you your start in MMA?
Well, Mark Coleman, everyone knows that story. I wanted to be a pro wrestler. I went to college to play basketball, quit school, came back home. My doctor was Mark's doctor, hooked up with Mark. He was fighting a guy 6'8", Ricardo Moraes, and got me my break. It was all heart and balls. That's it.
Yes.
No real skill, really. I mean, never had no fights, no martial arts training.
So you just showed up.
Just a big athletic dude.
Just showed up and
You showed
heart
up.
and balls.
Can you imagine day one?
Versus Mark Coleman?
Did he take it easy on you? Did he try to teach you anything?
He broke my arm. He broke my wrist.
Oh, jeez.
He broke a bone in my wrist the very first day.
Did he really?
Yeah, there was no teaching. It was him getting a workout with a guy my height. But put me in the can opener, put me in the head and arm, and things that work on most people wasn't working on me. And I weathered the storm. I weathered the storm for about 20 minutes, and then the next 40 was horrible.
Oh, jeez.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Now, how was that room? Okay, you had Randleman, you, what's his name?
Brandon Lee Henkel.
Hinkle? Yeah, Hinkle.
Baroni was there yet or no?
No.
Not in the beginning.
Okay.
When I moved, I went back after the first beating and told him, I said, I want to do this. He's like, was that fun? I said, well, yeah. I mean, why would you do it if it wasn't fun? He goes, I do it to get paid. I said, well, I hope to do that too. My goal is to be a pro wrestler, so I'm going to fight in the UFC and then go from UFC to WWE. Mm-hmm. He's like, good luck, kid. Well, I started following him around. I mean, started going to the UFC events. My very first one was UFC 24 when Randleman fought. Actually, Randleman slipped on pipes, hit his head, and he was supposed to fight.
Who was he supposed to? Who was he?
Pedro Izzo.
What was it like backstage then?
Just intense. I mean, guys would. I mean, it wasn't like today. I mean,
it was like small, little, dirty rooms.
Small rooms where the guys were just warming up. I mean, fighting. Listen. Then, and I can't imagine back in 93 when it first came, 93, 96, when Mark got in there, man, they'd be in the back and just fighting before they fought. Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't warm-ups like where they hit the pads anymore. I mean, there was fighting before you fought.
Jeez, they didn't know better, man.
No. They said so many times Vanderlei Silva would be knocked out before he had to go out and fight.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Yep.
So, essentially, you're in a room with Randleman and Coleman. You start following Mark around. And would you say that Mark is one of your best friends now?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, see, Wes has got like this ability to he's better than most people when it comes to like not only ingratiating himself but saying hello, but like it appears like it's a meaningful like interaction. And like, well, most fighters are just like, back in the day, yeah. Wes is like, oh, okay, well, what do you do for a living? You know, like it was like a real interaction, and like a lot of the opportunities that the Hammer House guys got for like sponsorship and stuff like that, it was essentially Wes kind of like doing the legwork behind it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was just like he was, you know, kind of just tying up all the loose ends and making things better.
My first nickname before the project, because there was one before the project, Mark called me the secretary. And I said, bullshit, we're not keeping that.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you're hanging out with this group with Coleman and Randleman.
I mean, it's like pirates, dude. Like if you're in prison, that's your first team All-American right there. Hammer House?
So, how did the connection get made to you having your first UFC fight? Did you ever fight in amateur or no?
No.
He went right to pro.
Wow.
Who was your first fight?
I took in it was in Atlantic City. I went and got Randleman shorts embroidered, Hammer House on the back.
Okay.
White shorts. He was fighting Randy Couture. Got there.
Think about that, dude.
That's nuts, man.
In his corner, watching this fight, and in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, Kevin's going to beat his ass. Well, Randy takes him down, and I mean, Kevin does come out, lights him up, hits him a couple times, and just didn't finish. I mean, he if you watch that fight, he hits Randy 2 times where Randy drops his hands, and you're like, oh, he's going to win. Well, Randy takes him down. Kevin's on his back, and his feet are straight up in the air. He looked like a turtle. And
gassed him out.
yeah, he finished him, TKO'd him. Well, got back. I mean, it bothered me. It bothered me bad because I figured Kevin had that. And we were in the car one day, and I told Mark, I said, I want to fight Randy Couture. And he's like, what the hell?
Are you nuts?
Shut up. Shut up.
Like
What
a
the
loving
hell?"
father, he tells him to shut up.
I go, I'm not kidding. I'd fight better than that. I wouldn't give up. Well, he said right then, he goes, you're going to be on the 2-year plan. And I'm like, 2 years? Yep, you're not fighting. You're going to train for 2 years before you get your first fight. Well, I didn't agree to that. Well, I mean, at the time I might have agreed to it, but in my mind, I'm fighting whenever I can get a fight.
Yeah, first opportunity, right?
Yeah.